Hi, Mike McCulley here at the Cariboo Fire Centre. I'm joined today by the Chief Fire Information Officer, Kevin Skrepnek, and also by Lindsay Marks from Sudbury, Ontario, a Fire Information Officer here helping us out this summer. Kevin, maybe you could talk to us a little bit about how you became engaged in the Wildfire Service and how you came to your job as the Chief Fire Information Officer.
Yeah, so I've been with the BC Wildfire Service for a little over 6 years now. I started in 2011, seasonal job as it is for many of our staff. So I've been the Chief Fire Information Officer now for about 3 years. We have 6 fire centers throughout the province, essentially 6 regions for the Wildfire Service, and each of those regions has an information officer, and then me and my staff work out of our Provincial Coordination Center, which is in Cariboo. So obviously, especially in a fire season like this, there's a lot of ins and outs in terms of making sure we're getting information to the public, to the media, to the rest of government. So that's mainly what we handle from my shop.
Excellent, thanks, Kevin. And Lindsay, I know you live in Sudbury and you've been here several times in British Columbia to help us out. In fact, more than once this season. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how you get deployed here, what that looks like from your end when the call comes in.
Sure. So a request basically goes in through CIFC, the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre, and they look across the country for resources that can come and assist. So that's how I got the call. The resource request went to Ontario through CIFC, and I got the call to come out here, as you folks often come out and help us in our time of need as well.
Excellent, thanks. And Kevin, obviously as the Provincial Chief Fire Information Officer, you deal with many challenges every day. You're responsible for a large umbrella. Maybe if you could talk to us a little bit about some of those challenges that you face and maybe some of the rewards too that go along with that.
Yeah, I mean, especially a season like this, record-breaking, unprecedented in so many ways. There's a lot of challenges there, just in terms of capacity and making sure we're getting information to the public. Just the sheer number of fires, the size of the fires that we're dealing with, all huge challenges. The reward, I think, definitely is just being able to serve the public. It's quite rewarding, especially once we've started making progress on a fire, being able to tell people that they can return to their homes, that we've made gains out there. It's pretty meaningful.
Excellent. And Lindsay, how about you? What are some of the challenges you see and face and some of the rewards that go along with that?
Just the magnitude of what's going on here right now has been very challenging for everyone. I've never seen anything like it personally, but it is rewarding not only to be here to help out, but also to help my colleagues. When people are working long hours for many days straight, it's nice to be able to come out and just try and do whatever you can to provide some assistance.
Yeah, and certainly we know that you've been away from home for a while too, so we sure appreciate you being here to help us out. Kevin, you talked a little bit about the scope and magnitude of this. I've talked to many senior fire information people and operational staff. They tell me they've never seen anything like this before. Can you maybe put this into context for folks sort of historically and provincially?
Yeah, and I mean, I myself, I've been around for 6 years, so I mean, this is certainly the most significant season I've ever seen. But you're right, a lot of folks who have been here for decades, even retirees who have come back to help us, real old school folks. This is some of the worst fire behavior they've ever seen. The scope of what's going on right now is the worst of what some of they've seen. And when you look at the size of some of these fires, the Plateau fire combined right now is larger than the province of Prince Edward Island. That one fire alone just puts into perspective the size of what we're dealing with, just the magnitude of these fires. It is already far and away the worst season on record in BC in terms of the number of hectares that are burned.
Excellent. And Lindsay, I know that we are by no means out of the woods yet for fire season. We have a long way to go, lots of hot and dry weather coming yet, but this week there have been some successes. We have been able to recommend the rescission of some orders. Some folks are going back home. Maybe talk a little bit about that, how that feels just personally when we have successes like that as a group.
Yeah, it's great to be able to tell someone, that their area they can return. People have been out of their homes for upwards of a month in some areas, so it's really nice to be able to talk to those people and tell them the good news. And it's also, I found it amazing since I've been here, all the public calls and all the people that we've talked to, the kindness of people, and under those stressful situations, people have just been so very nice to talk to and amazing. So it's been really nice, and it's helped make our job a lot easier for sure.
And finally, I guess for you, Kevin, one of the tricks here is we're all away from home quite a bit. We all have family. It's just part of the role. But you also get to work with our professional firefighting crews all over the province.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could explain a little bit about your thoughts on that and their role and how they function and what they do every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long summer for our fire crews, for all of our staff. Not only have we had this incredibly significant wildfire season, but this is also coming on the heels of a very bad floods situation as well this spring, which a lot of our staff were helping out with as well in terms of coordinating, but also our firefighters, building dams, building sandbags, things like that. So, a lot of pride out there, given just how arduous this has been, how long a summer it's already been, the fact that we're certainly, as you said, this isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. The work's going to continue, but spirits are high, given what we're dealing with.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Kevin. Thanks again, Lindsay and Kevin, both of you, for taking some time, and thanks for joining us again. We really appreciate your support. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon.